mother was 8 years old, she was asleep with her mother and her 2 sisters. They were woken up in the dead of night by screaming and yelling and shouting. They stepped outside and to find dogs and to find policemen, and they were ordered. There was guards with whips and guns. They were ordered into a lorry. It was a caged lorry, and they were driven to a field. And in that field, they found other women and children. Little did they know that that field would become their home for 8 years. For the next 4 months, they slept in that field like cows in the rain. They had no accommodation. Mothers gave birth on that field for 4 months. After that, they were ordered to go to the forest and get sticks to build their homes, which became a concentration camp. For 8 years, they were mistreated, they were tortured. The older people, the grown-ups were recruited into hard labor, whereas the children were tasked with finding food to keep their parents alive. Otherwise, parents were dying of starvation. Today, I'm very emotional. Today is the 13th of December. I'm very emotional. And this is because this marks the day 2 years ago when my mother passed away. Now, I decided to write this book through the Leopard's gaze. And when I decided to write the book, I didn't know any of that stuff about my mother's life. Yes, my mother used to tell me her life was hard, but I didn't know, I didn't understand. I began to write this book in order to document the violence dished on me by my father. But little did I know that I would find my mother, and I would find the matriarchs of my family, people who were so brave, and I decided that I would spend the rest of my life telling their story. Now, when I wrote this book, I took it to publishers. Many of them told me that people were not interested in hearing African stories. But I know this is not true. It's not true. People want to hear everybody's story because everybody matters. So finally, I did find a publisher, and it's published. It's called Through the Leopard's Gaze. Now, get the book. Hear about these matriarchs. Hear about how history has plagued so many of us. My name is Njambi McGrath. I'm also a comedian. You wouldn't tell from that tone, but I am. And there's a lot of humor, but there's a lot of sadness. I guess that is life. Thank you so much.